Good morning. Thank you for joining me for another 5 good minutes with the Word. I'm Barry Bryson. We're continuing our study of the wisdom psalms of David, and we're in the middle of his longest wisdom psalm, in fact, the longest wisdom psalm in the book of Psalms, and that is Psalm 40, and we're going to look at the second stanza today. As we introduced it, we talked about the fact that Psalm 40 is a song about being calm, about not letting yourself get wound up. And I've been teaching the book of Ecclesiastes on Wednesday nights this quarter, and this song deals with the same set of facts about the sinfulness of humanity, the injustice, the violence we do to each other. But unlike the book of Ecclesiastes, it doesn't run to a place of despair, but it runs to a place of calm and of satisfaction, because he tells us, don't fret, wait on God, he's going to make everything all right. In fact, he told us not to fret multiple times in the first stanza. And the final time he said, if you fret yourself, it will lead. If you fret yourself, it will lead to let me find it. If you fret yourself, it will only lead to evil, in verse 8. As I've been talking about the book of Ecclesiastes, there's so many other wisdom sources that deal with the same set of facts that Ecclesiastes deals with, and I've been bringing quotes. And there's one quote that I haven't shared in that class that I want to share here from Marcus Aurelius, from the Meditations of Marcus Aurelius, written by the last of the truly great Roman emperors and the greatest of all the Roman emperors, Marcus Aurelius, sometime between 160 AD and 180 AD. I love this. It's just notes to himself that he wrote on the battlefield, most of them on the battlefield. In the evenings, he is a Stoic, but a Stoic who's very Christian in his outlook. And I just wanted to read this one quote from Book 5 of Marcus Aurelius's Meditations. We need to comfort ourselves and wait for things to come to conclusion, and not get impatient in the meantime, but take refuge in these two things. Nothing can happen to me that isn't natural, and I can keep from doing anything that God, singular, that God and my own spirit don't approve. No one can force me to do anything that God does not want me to do, and my spirit does not approve. Okay. David is saying the same thing in this song, and he's going to talk about that in this stanza of the song. So let's read verses 12 today. We're going to read verses 12 through 19. The wicked plots against the righteous and gnashes his teeth at him. But the Lord laughs at the wicked, for he sees that his day is coming. The wicked draw the sword and bend their bows, and bring down the poor and needy to slay those whose way is upright. Their sword shall enter their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. Better is the little that the righteous has than the abundance of the wicked. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the Lord upholds the unrighteous. The Lord knows the days of the blameless, and their heritage will remain forever. They are not put to shame in evil times. In the days of famine, they have abundance. This is so clear-eyed and straightforward and honest about the way the world is. People who are wicked, who pursue wickedness, despise people who don't. People love the darkness because their deeds are evil, and they hate the light, Jesus tells us in John chapter 3. And so if anyone in any organization is a person that can be trusted, is a person that is upright, there's going to be some villainous person in that organization or that subset of people who wants to attack them and bring them down, who cannot stand that someone is not as jaded and polluted as they are. And anybody who's lived to be 30 years old has seen that and experienced it. The Lord laughs at the wicked. Psalm 2, the nations rage and the Lord laughs. It's like, what are they going to do they can't accomplish anything. However, look at verses 14. We'll look at verse 14. They draw the sword, bend the bow, bring down the poor and needy, and slay those whose ways are upright. Do they do their damage in this life? Absolutely they do. Do they ruin families? Do they take lives? Absolutely they do. Ruin them financially, in other words. Not ruin their integrity. That they can't do if we will hold on to it. So it's so clear-eyed. But they are going to perish on their own wickedness. They're going to be foisted on their own petard. They are. And the Lord is just going to smash to bits their devices. That doesn't mean there's not going to be a great deal of physical damage here on earth. But all of that's temporary and does not in any way affect the outcome of the triumph of good over evil. The Lord knows the days of the blameless, and their heritage will remain forever. What we have with God and because of God is permanent. And when bad things are happening, our integrity will shine. They are not put to shame in evil times. In the days of famine, they will have abundance. Abundance of bread, or, is he saying that? They survive days of want because of the joy. They can see hard times through with joy and with confidence because they know ultimately how things are going to end. Well, that's the second stanza of Psalm 37. We'll pick up with the third next time in verse 20. And thank you for joining me for another 5 good minutes with the Word.